I'm Justin Pritchard for Driving.Ca. This is the 2022 Acura RDX, and in this video, it's the most comprehensive winter test drive I can give you based on thousands of kilometers of driving right here in snowy Northern Ontario. My tester is the A-Spec, a sports-enhanced version of the RDX that's responsible for attracting double the number of younger shoppers to the Acura model line, with twice as many buyers under 45 choosing the A-Spec over any other RDX. You get 20-inch wheels, unique interior and exterior styling complete with red leather, slick and sporty instrumentation, LED fog lamps, oversized exhaust outlets, metal sport pedals and paddle shifters, a premium ELS stereo, and a heated flat-bottom steering wheel. While the A-Spec package is highly cosmetic, this machine is no poser. It just brings the RDX's looks more closely in line with the way it drives. Broadly, it's quite an athletic machine and it puts on a nice show for its driver. This is not the choice for shoppers after the most comfortable ride for their dollar. That's about $46,000 to start and $58,000 Canadian dollars for my loaded tester. But it should prove a very good choice for shoppers arriving from a smaller sports sedan, maybe looking to upsize but without losing any of the excitement, response, or agility at the controls. And so it starts with the chunky flat-bottom steering wheel, grabbing your attention as you grab it, and your hands settle around the thick rim, and your thumbs settle into their notches, and your fingertips check out the metal shift paddles behind. To a driving enthusiast, this is a strong tactile signal of something fun to drive. Poke the engine start button and the 2-liter 272 horsepower VTEC turbo 4-cylinder engine comes to life, alongside a full pre-drive sweep of the bright red instrument needles, each floating just above an anodized meter disc with laser red lettering and numbers illuminated from behind. So another strong signal to the driving enthusiast, a visual reinforcement that this machine is built to give you a bit of a show. Much of my test drive took place on snow-covered back roads where the super-handling all-wheel drive system was the star of the show, primarily for its ability to put plenty of that power to the ground with minimal drama, thanks in no small part to my tester's winter tires. The most important observation here is that the RDX picks up on your vibe to give you exactly what you're expecting. Locked on and predictable traction with very little fuss while you're driving cautiously in dangerous weather or icy conditions. But also, quick access to plenty of low-end snap and a little wheel spin if sportier winter driving is in order. Some will wish for less intervention from the traction control system on winding back roads where it can work a little aggressively to keep on-throttle wheel spin down. Experienced drivers have other options for slipping and sliding at will. The RDX's firm and quick steering and brake pedal action make it easy for the machine to be slipped, slid, and steered around using the throttle and brakes. Add in the snarl from the other side of the firewall, and the quick shifting 10-speed automatic that's smooth and snappy, and there is a convincing amount of fun factor at the tips of your fingers and toes. On bare pavement, the RDX isn't shy about showing off its appetite for quick and winding highways and their various merge ramps, the windier the better. The ride over expansion joints and dips is firm and sporty, as the dampers keep the RDX's body sprung tightly against its wheels. Platinum Elite models like my tester get adaptive shocks that can alter and optimize ride quality in real time against one of several drive mode presets. So if you're coming here from an Audi S4, BMW 340i, or a Lexus IS, for instance, I think you'll be quite familiar with the RDX's sporty and engaging road feel. As it is in the snow, a combination of factors comes together to generate the grins, fast reactions to steering and braking inputs, an eager and snarly engine that blends low-end torque with pleasingly high rev capability, and a heavy, clamped-on steering feel with minimal body roll and maximum encouragement for drivers to enjoy the nicely dialed-in reflexes. Pushed hard, there's a bit of a buzz from the engine, a bit of a jolt between gear shifts. These add to the experience, as the RDX isn't trying to isolate its driver from any and all noise and feedback during spirited driving. Again, a little more engaging. So let me show you a few of my favorite touches. Push-button shifter, park, reverse, neutral, and drive or sport mode if we press that again. And by doing it that way, it means that I've got more storage here for my smaller items. A backup camera that shows me 360 degrees and has a rear washer. We can just spray that clean if it's dirty, covered in salt and sand, which is likely when you're driving in conditions like this. And to do that, we just hit the rear washer fluid here, and you can see that's getting the rear windshield, and it's also getting the rear camera. So you've always got a clear view. The heated steering wheel button right here on the steering wheel where it belongs. The door handle right here, that is solid metal, and that feels really good and really substantial in your hand. Also the shift paddles, same thing, solid metal plated, again helping to give a high-end, high-quality feel. Left for down and right for up. This wrist rest right here, where we can rest our wrist on that and just use our fingertips here on the infotainment trackpad, that makes it a little bit more comfortable to navigate the different functions up here on the central infotainment screen. The video game sound effects when we change the drive mode. So we've got snow, comfort, normal, and sport. They're all referenced up here on the central screen and referenced again down in here on the lower right of that digital portion of the instrument cluster so that we always know which mode is engaged. This pass-through under the center console, that is kind of a cool styling cue. Also, there's a wireless recharging pad in there for your phone, and it gives you a little bit of extra storage. And this is extremely dirty right now, but I really like these sort of oversized aftermarket-looking tailpipes, which are actually tailpipes and not just decorations stuck to the rear bumper. It's not all good news though. Ride quality does begin to degrade more rapidly than some drivers will like on crumbling backroad surfaces, washboards, and potholes. The smoothest riding premium SUVs on surfaces like these travel more quietly, filter out more of the abuse, and feel less jarring more of the time. The increased suspension and tire noise is more than tolerable, and while abrupt at times, the ride rarely degrades into chaos as the suspension beneath takes a pummeling. So again, not your most comfortable riding option, but nicely suited to an enthusiast driver who doesn't mind giving up a little ride comfort in exchange for some grins in the corners. So on the way it drives, there's little bad news to report. Much the same for the interior. Flanking the sport steering wheel and sports gauges are a smattering of suede and metal trimmed panels and pads, covers and grills, each set nicely within its surroundings and tied together with red leather and stitching throughout. It's soft touch almost everywhere, with metal shift paddles and even solid metal door handles dialing up the rich feel. So taken widely, it's an authentically upscale interior with plenty of depth and detail and color. On space and storage, I think you'll find the 2022 RDX feels a bit bigger in person than it looks in videos or photographs. I had no trouble with space up front, and at 5'10", my comfortable driving position saw plenty of remaining headroom, no crowding of my knees or hips, and easy access to all controls. From that comfortable seated position, I could sit behind myself with generous knee and legroom and even plenty of room for my feet, thanks to a nearly flat rear floor. Headroom is tighter in back than up front, though still sufficient for an adult of my size or even a bit taller. The cargo hold is a bit deeper and wider than I expected too. Canine jump in height, as demonstrated by Ghost, seems easy for a mid-size family dog, or if you're using a ramp like this one that I got from WeatherTech, the angle is fairly shallow, though if your pooch prefers to jump in and out instead, I don't think they'll have any issues. The RDX's lighting system is one of the best things about it. The signature LED headlights use numerous projectors to flood the road ahead with clean white light that thickly covers the way forward, and reaches effectively into the roadside for early detection of potential hazards. High beams add some additional spotlighting ahead of the vehicle in the mid-distance range and engage reflective surfaces up the highway with impressive reach. The precise beam cutoff helps ensure there's plenty of light where it's needed, little where it's not, and helps keep oncoming traffic from flashing you too. So after dark, I think new RDX drivers will quickly find confidence in its powerful and nicely calibrated lighting system. End of the day, here's an athletic luxury crossover that drives like something smaller and more spirited than you might expect, offers more room and space than you might expect, and one that'll inject some energy and fun factor into the daily travels of enthusiast drivers, while delivering a comfortable drive and above average confidence in a wide range of situations. I'm Justin Pritchard. Thank you for watching. Until next time, take care and drive safe.